Go!
What's up, fight fans? Welcome to another edition of Split Decision MMA, your weekly, semi-weekly, sometimes weekly MMA podcast, bringing you all the things of mixed martial arts.
Your COVID-controlled podcast.
Yeah, a COVID-controlled podcast. I'm at home today, which is weird.
Because of COVID.
Because of COVID. Not because I have COVID or anybody, but I might have had third-party contact with COVID. So just to be safe.
You could have third-party contact in our county right now.
Oh, yeah, and not even know it. I mean,
how do you like how both of our counties have been lying to us about the numbers? That's awesome.
Well, yeah, not only that, but like I went to go get breakfast this morning, curbside from somewhere, and they're still doing dining. Not even caring.
Oh, no, really?
Yep. No fucks given. Just out there doing their thing. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah. I'm not naming names, but I'm just saying I went somewhere and I was like, oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I'm getting this to go.
Yeah, and it can't. It's not like, well, maybe they're in a different county because both our counties are shut down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So, but out of safety, I went and got tested. I have had no symptoms. It's been already a week or so, just over a week, I think. Let's see.
That means you got seven more days.
7 more days to be 100% sure, but I got tested today anyway, and it was not fun.
No, they suck.
It wasn't as painful, I guess, or it was uncomfortable for sure. Like, puts thing in there, and I'm like, oh, it's not so. It starts to sting. She's still going.
Burning.
Oh, we're still going. Yeah, it felt like the only thing I think of was like taking like rubbing alcohol or like vinegar and sticking it like all the way inside. I have no idea. It was very uncomfortable, but it is all over. Anyway, we are always brought to you by Syncal Studios, Syncal in Modesto, California, for all your tattoo, piercing, vinyl sticker needs, smoking accessories. Right now, I think they're just doing their limited retail, so you can do smoking accessories, your incense, your body jewelry, and vinyl sticker and T-shirts and things like that. Make sure you check them out. EverybodySins.com. As always, My MMA News. We do this hopefully once a week. They get to do it every single day, 365 days of the year. Make sure you check out My MMA News for all of your updating MMA events and things that are going on, and healthlabs.com. Health Labs is providing usually fighters blood work to go get done, but they provide a vast array of services, including COVID-19 antibody testing. So if you feel that you have possibly been exposed, now remember, this is not a test to see if you have it, it's to see if you have been exposed and have already built the antibodies in your system. You can check them out. I believe you can still use our code MyMMANews to get up to 10% off. I think it was, right? Last time we checked. Yeah. So that's at healthlabs.com. But speaking of this whole COVID situation, we definitely have to talk about how it is affecting MMA. And we had started talking about that obviously many months ago when it was slowly making its way to the United States. And it's been kind of causing some things. One very sad news that we do have to report is we do know that Khabib Nurmagomedov's father had contracted COVID-19. In fact, he has now passed away. And they plan on actually renaming his home village after him, from what I read, in Dagestan. So very sad that he has passed away. But again, this is affecting tons and tons of people across the world, and it is affecting MMA as we know it.
Millions of people.
And we do know that, in fact, this card that we're going to talk about, UFC 251, which is a huge card, 3 title fights on one night, which they don't do very often. They try to do it a couple times a year, but has been affected. In fact, the main event, Gilbert Burns was set to face Kamaru Usman. That fight is now off because Gilbert Burns did test positive for COVID-19, as well as his coach, Greg Jackson. So Greg Jackson gym going to be shutting down for a little while as well, if their head coach and owner contracts it. But in the meantime, the fight that I think more people wanted to happen anyway.
Right. I think the card actually got bigger with this fight.
Oh, yeah. I think more people are going to be buying this card now than they were before just because of this. Jorge Masvidal, a.k.a. Gamebred, a.k.a. Street Jesus, is coming to Fight Island, and he will be taking the place and getting his title shot against Kamaru Usman. He was put on a 24-hour quarantine on the island. He has passed all of his tests. He is allowed to fight. However, his coach will not be with him. Again, talking about the effects of COVID-19, Mike Brown, right? Yeah, Matt Brown. Mike Brown, his coach, has tested positive. Even though he's feel fine, he has been quarantined in Florida and not allowed to head to Fight Island.
He said he feels fine. He said his heart hurts because he's not going to be there in the corner.
Yeah, but we're also hearing from Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping talking about Paul Felder cannot travel to Fight Island because of his potential COVID-19 exposure. Come to find out, fighter coach and commentator, a guy who works a lot with the UFC, Din Thomas, was sitting next to him on the flight. And in the abundance of caution, he has also now been quarantined. So Paul Felder not able to make it out to Fight Island. Max Holloway taking the whole thing very seriously. Obviously, he's in Hawaii, but he decided to do all of his training, every bit of his training via Zoom. So I don't know how that's going to work out for him. We will get to that when we get to the breakdown of the fights, but he's taking it very serious. He is self-quarantined, and he has not been around any of his coaches, any of his sparring partners, doing all of the coaching and all of the training via Zoom. I don't know if that's going to work for him. We'll get to that a little bit later, but that's
he trains weird anyway. So you know what I mean?
But the UFC is taking this whole thing very seriously. They have said that they have spent over $1 million in testing alone for everybody that's on Fight Island. Now, Fight Island, if you remember, is Yas Island in Abu Dhabi. And they've said they spent $1 million, which is crazy to me. What do you think? I mean, astronomical numbers, right?
Well, it's just, I mean, when we were talking about it, like some people, if they had to go get a test, they're talking about if it's out of your pocket, maybe $1,500. So, I mean, some people are getting tested 2-3 times a week right now.
Yeah.
So,
I know my sister was wondering, she was wondering because she's in nursing school and she's about to get ready to go back to clinicals. How often are they going to test her? And who's going to pay for it? Because she's a college kid. She doesn't have, insurance like that that's able to pay for it. But I know the nurses that are at the hospitals are getting tested every other week. They have to get retested if they are in any sort of exposure to anybody working with COVID. So, and the hospital just takes care of that. But
yeah, I'm guessing they're not getting, the 2 to 5 day test. They're probably getting the rapid test.
They're definitely getting the rapid test where you have the hour, in hours.
I mean, think about the White House. The White House says that they're testing some people 3-4 times a week, right?
Allegedly, yeah.
Allegedly.
I don't know what's true and what's not true anymore, man. It's crazy out there.
They're all on chloroquine. They're all on chloroquine. That's what the Diaz brothers are saying. Everybody's on chloroquine.
Everyone's on chloroquine. So moving on from the COVID situation that is in MMA, we do have a couple other stories. Number one, a big story here is that obviously we talked about this for some time now. Reebok is out as the UFC's premier designer, marketer, distributor of combat sports apparel and accessories, global outfitter, shall we say, apparel partner. They will no longer be in the business of the UFC. And however, the UFC has finally announced the new partner will be Venum. That's VENUM. I'm sure you've heard of them. They've been doing many things with mixed martial arts over the years. They will become the new effective partner April 2021. So April 2021, you'll still see Reebok up until that point, until this time next year. But Venum taking over, winning that contract. Big contract.
I wonder if you'll see restructured payout
pay scales. A lot of people are asking that question, but obviously none of it's going to be answered by the UFC, especially not by Dana White. Man, he's not going to tell you
2021 anyway.
Not at least until 2021 when fighters start figuring out what's going on. Moving on from there, we have Bellator looking to re-enter the MMA game. They are targeting a return for July 24th out of the Mohegan Sun Arena. That's in Uncasville, Connecticut. They are anticipating trying to get all of their COVID-19 to get all of their COVID-19 safety protocols approved by the tribal departments of regulation. They will have no fans, no media in attendance. It'll all be socially distanced, and they are looking to return July 24th. Now, someone who has worked a lot with Bellator, former UFC champion, Pat Militech, was recently in the news, not necessarily for something good, but a little something bad. He did get a DUI. He said he's been sober for 2 years, and he had a lot of shit going on and going wrong, but he ended up getting a DUI.
Don't we all?
However, he is back on the wagon, right? Taking care of himself. He said, I was being irresponsible, and I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I'm surprised DURs are through the roof, man.
Yeah, especially with here in California, you can get cocktails to go. I'm
Well, I
surprised
just seen,
DUIs aren't through the roof either.
when I was working Tuesday, I was coming back from Downey, and I seen a lady walking out of the liquor store, got in her car, sat down, cops rolled up, pulled her out. She fell out of the car. So
Wow.
I'm guessing she's getting a DUI. It was about 10:30.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
10:30.
I mean, we sell cocktails to go because we are allowed to now by the state of California to kind of help push some of our sales since we had to move everything to curbside. And one of the rules is that it has to have a lid that has no holes, no straw hole, no sippy hole, no nothing like that, or it's got to be completely sealed. Well, we had gotten cups with the no straw hole thing, and we actually had a lady, we walked out her margarita with her food because it has to be bought with food, and she's like, where's the straw? We're like, there's no straw for a to-go alcoholic beverage. You're not supposed to be drinking it in your car. There's no straw hole, if you notice. And she's like, oh, well, do you need a straw for home? No, never mind. Okay, let me just get in my car and leave now. We know that lady.
Probably
definitely
edged the glass off.
Yeah.
Drank it like a Capri Sun.
It was pretty funny, though. We were like, So, yeah, I'm surprised, too. We do have a fighter, though, that is in some trouble that is currently with the UFC, and that person is Mike Perry. I don't know if you saw this. If you haven't seen this, you can do a quick Google search. You can look it up on the interwebs there. I know MMA Uncensored on Instagram. They were the first ones I saw have it. They got it. And basically a little situation with Mike Perry in Texas at a bar. Looked like he had a few drinks. Was with his current corner woman / girlfriend. Some sort of altercation happening where he was yelling at her, yelling at somebody else, saying that he got touched. I don't know, somebody touched him or somebody touched her. He did not like either one of them. Gets into the argument with her. Some guy, he gets outside and he's like, go ahead and call the cops. Go ahead and call the cops. Blah, blah, blah. Just going on and on. Some old man comes up to him and says, yeah, we did call the cops. And now the old man pushes Mike Perry. So not saying that this is justified in any way, shape, or form, but the old man pushed Mike Perry. Mike Perry turns around and drops him with one punch.
But at least he dropped him. At least he dropped him.
Somewhere Conor McGregor is like, yay, nobody's paying attention to me. Or let's have a fight for the winner of the old man beater upper belt. I don't know what you're going to call it.
Beater upper belt. That's the bub. The bub. The beater upper belt.
Yeah. So the UFC released a statement saying the UFC is aware and troubled by the video that was released last night concerning Mike Perry, and the conduct displayed by Perry is not reflective of our organization. Perry has apologized for his behavior and acknowledged he was disappointed with himself and his actions may have reflected poorly with the UFC. He has further acknowledged that he believes he has issues related to alcohol abuse and has informed the UFC that he's committed immediately to seek professional treatment.
Hey, 23-hour rehab.
Yeah, right. It's all you need, John Jones, including substance and behavior counseling. At this time, the UFC has informed Perry he will not be offered a bout, and the parties have agreed to evaluate the next steps for him. Dana White recently came out with his own statement and said, obviously, he needs help. He said, I have seen this coming in the last few months with Mike Perry. All you have to do is watch his interviews and pay attention to the way he's interacted with everybody. He's literally said in an interview leading up to this, I hate all of you. I hate the media. I hate the fans. You guys want to say stuff on Twitter and then walk up and try to be nice to you. I'm telling you, don't do that. If you see me in the street, don't touch me. Don't say hi to me.
It's getting at him. Everything's getting at him, man.
He said he obviously needs help, and that's not normal behavior. He's gotten more and more angry and agitated. And he said there are horrible things that are happening to people and dealing with the social media, and everyone deals with it differently. I love the criticism. I love what you want to call it that goes around, but everybody's dealing with things differently. He's definitely not built that way, and that he will get him whatever help he needs. So
he needs it. He needs some help, man.
Definitely needs some help, man. Some strange things going on with Mike Perry. Let's get into the big news. Let's talk about UFC 251. That is why we are here today. UFC 251 going down tomorrow night live on Fight Island, live from Yas Island. So this is UFC 251, now titled Usman versus Masvidal. This is on pay-per-view tomorrow night. It's on normal time, right? So which means it's going to be like what time there? Do we even know that? I'm going to look this up. This is going to be great for our stream here. I was going to look something up on my phone while I'm talking to you. Let's see.
World Abu Dhabi time?
Yeah, I want to find out what Abu Dhabi time is right now. Abu Dhabi. Let's see. It is 12:30 in the morning tomorrow. So, yeah, that's quite some time. That's 11 hours ahead. So let's see.
So to go on about what?
7 a.m. their time?
7 to 10 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah. So our time regular would be about the next day, technically Sunday. That's pretty craziness right there. Anyway. So UFC 251. We could start off. Obviously, we've talked about all of the fighters that have been pulled off of this card for one reason or another. We have, I know, Alexander Romanov was scheduled for this event. He has been pulled off due to testing positive for COVID-19. So now Marcin Tiberi will face Maxim Grishin. We'll get to those. We also had, let's see. I know originally Rose, who is fighting on this card, she got pulled off of another card due to something that had to do with to go with COVID-19. I know that obviously we have Gilbert Burns, so this whole thing is very, very strange. We did weigh-ins. Let's see, who do we got overweight? We got Rulian Pavia came in 3 pounds over the flyweight. We got Vanessa Mello came in 5 pounds over bantamweight. Both were fined 20 and 30% of their purses. Both
the gravity's different in Abu Dhabi. It's not fair.
The gravity's different.
It's the sand. The sand pulls on you.
Obviously, both of those are still going to be happening at catchweight. So let's go with the bottom.
Oh yeah, you ain't gonna cancel any fight of a fighter that showed up. That's just not gonna happen.
No. If they're clean as far as drugs go and COVID goes, they're fighting if they're fat or not. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
We've got $4,000 into you just in testing. You're gonna fight.
Yeah, you're fighting. On ESPN, UFC Fight Pass, and ESPN Plus, we have starting off the card Davey Grant going against Martin Day, Carol Rosa against Vanessa Mello, Rulian Pavia against Zalgas Zumalagov, and Marcin Tiberi going up against Maxim Grishin. Again, those are all on ESPN Plus and Fight Pass. On ESPN and ESPN Plus, again, we have your main prelim card. It's not the early prelim, but the main prelim. It's always, Anyway, Leonardo Santos going against Roman Bogatov. Marquand Mirkani going up against Danny Henry. And Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos going up against Muslim Salikilov. Man, why do they got to do this to me with the names? And Volkan Ozdemir going up against Yuri Prozhskaya. So that is your prelims. Anybody on those early prelims that you are looking forward to and looking to
Volkan
excited for?
Ozdemir, yeah.
Ozdemir fight, I think that's going to be a good fight. I like the Leonard Santos fight. I think
maybe
it's just a good fight to watch. And then let's get into the main card because that's once again why we're here. We have Amanda Ribas going against Paige Van Zandt. This is women's flyweight. I believe this is Paige Van Zandt's last fight on her contract. I do not see her winning this fight just because I do not think she is focused. And I
bet she breaks her arm.
She has been very injury prone leading up to this. She is 8 and what is she? She's 8-4. Yeah, and Amanda Ribas is 9-1. So it's a nice test for both of these, opening up the main card. However, I just do not see Paige Van Zandt really focused for the fight. She's been talking about how she makes more on Instagram than fighting, how she makes more with modeling contracts, and I just don't think her heart is in MMA anymore.
Right.
So I'm not expecting her to win. Moving on from there, we have Jessica Andrade going up against Rose Namajunas. Again, this is a rematch from their bout back in May when Andrade knocked out Rose Namajunas to take the strawweight title. However, she has since lost to Zhang Weili. I believe Namajunas will redeem herself and get the win over Jessica Andrade. Yourself?
Decision or knockout? I think it goes the full. I think it goes full.
Full? But you're still taking Rose?
I'm taking Rose, but I think it goes all 3 rounds.
All 3 rounds. Okay. Yeah. So for your vacant bantamweight title, Peter Yan going up against Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo obviously is the upset pick. Will be one of the rare 2-division champions if he gets the win here. However, I think
that's why he needs the win. He needs the win because the whole time he was trying to fight, he was trying to be a 2-division champ, and they wouldn't let him.
Yep.
So
I still don't think he's going to get the win here. Peter Yan is a 2-1 favorite in the betting odds, and I just think overall, I think the game is slowly starting to pass Jose Aldo by. I mean, he's going to kick my ass. Of course he is. I don't fight. There's these top-level division guys at bantamweight right now. That division is stacked, and I just think Aljamain Sterling would have a great chance, which we've talked about in the past. And Peter Yan is just an animal, man. I have much respect for Jose Aldo. He is hands down to me one of,
he has nothing to prove.
the greatest
he had, 10
featherweight.
years, right? He had 10
featherweight
years
of all time, regardless
Yeah.
of his losses lately. I think he is hands down one of the greatest, if not the greatest featherweight of all time. I still think Peter Yan is going to be taking this fight. He looked good. Jose Aldo looked good in that last fight, and the one he came off of the loss where he should have won, in my opinion. I believe Peter Yan's got it in this one.
All right.
Moving on from there, co-main event for the featherweight title, a rubber match, running it back. Alexander Volkanovski, the champ, taking on former champion Max Holloway, who's doing all of his training via Zoom. I don't know if
So that means he hasn't had no sparring.
No, shadow sparring. That's it. I don't know if his coach holds up. Can you if I hold up these virtual mitts, do you think you could swing at him? And
swing at him. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss.
Oh, I'm holding them up, man. Come on, you gotta.
Oh, Zooming makes me tired.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's necessarily the best way to go about it. I understand being safe, but still, it seems very strange. Alexander Volkanovski did surprise me when he won that bout. I didn't expect Max to walk away with a clean win, a knockout, or anything like that. I just thought he had enough to take out Volkanovski. Volkanovski, though, I mean, he hands down proved to me that he deserves to be the champ by beating Max Holloway. I, at the time watching the fight, thought that Max Holloway did enough. Going back and watching it a couple times now, I definitely see where the edge was leaning heavily to Max Volkanovski. And if you watch that fight, I mean, he just dominated bell to bell. Max looked like he just was not there. It was very strange. You know what I mean? So he won that title back in 2019, and he's looking to make a statement here to prove that Max should have never gotten this rematch, especially so quickly, especially when he dominated so much. So I still think, again, Max with the 2-1 odds favorite is going to be the winner in this bout.
All right.
You're taking Max, you taking Volkanovski?
Volkanovski.
All right.
Yeah.
And your main event, Kamaru Usman, your welterweight champion, going against Jorge Masvidal, your BMF title
Marty
holder.
against Street Jesus.
Marty against Street Jesus. Short notice, man. Usman is a 2-1 favorite in the betting odds. However, I think Street Jesus is going to baptize Marty, and I am going to be taking him for the win, even on short notice, even without his coach. I will be taking Jorge Masvidal to unify the welterweight and BMF titles for the new super title.
How crazy that he made weight on short notice. I mean,
he's always in shape, man. He's always in shape.
He even stopped in Rome for some pizza.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, swing the jet around.
Who do you got in this fight? I mean, obviously, Masvidal has been in this game for a long time. He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve. There was somewhere along the lines. Let me look at his record.
You think can he get it done in 11 seconds?
I don't think he's going to be a knockout, and I don't think it's going to be that quick. I do think he is going to make this a fight, definitely a brawl. There was somewhere in his career that he had this little switch where he was like, all right, I'm going to the top, and this is what I'm going to do. I believe it was after the Lorenz Larkin fight. Where he lost a split decision. Because I mean, he was knocking guys out before then, but there he went on a pretty good little streak. He did lose a couple decisions, but he went on a pretty good little streak where he just came back and was dominant. Kamaru Usman is a grinder. He is a wrestler. He will make this fight drag out and dirty. However, I do believe Jorge Masvidal, with the experience that he has, is ready for these types of fights. I think he understands the game a lot better. He understands what he's going to have to do to put on the show and what he's going to have to do to slow down, especially that fight with Nate. We talked about, I really thought Nate was about to turn the corner and come back and put on a show. However, Jorge Masvidal knows what he had to do to make sure that fight was finished when it was finished.
And he put it on him. I think he's going to put it on Marty too.
I really think he's going to be pushing Kamaru Usman really hard. I am going for Jorge Masvidal in this fight. Obviously, it sounds like you are too.
Yeah, I'm going for Masvidal, but I too believe that Marty's going to push him too, because Marty does push. He pushes
everybody.
Everybody.
He pushes everybody. So
this should be. I'm hoping it's really fast paced, but I don't know. I think it could be over early.
Yeah, who is winning early if it goes early?
Oh, Masvidal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Are you excited? Are you getting this one at home? Gonna be like little.
I'm gonna flip a coin at the last minute. I don't know. Because I always know, worst case scenario, I could ride my skateboard over to Yonan's house and stand in his backyard and watch through the window.
Just watch it through the window.
Shay,
Put it up against the window.
Shay, you want a lollipop? Shay.
Sounds like a smart idea. I'm definitely getting it here. I'll be watching it here on my Xbox, especially now that I don't have to work. I mean, might as well, right?
Oh my goodness. A Saturday off. What will you do with yourself?
Watch the fights and go to sleep.
Huh. Get fat and happy.
Yeah, instead of streaming it on my laptop, on my official ESPN Plus app.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it. That's your show for the week. A lot of stuff going on. UFC 251 obviously taking the brunt of everything, and COVID-19 still being a motherfucker to everybody. As always, we're brought to you by mymmanews.com.
Until the county gets shut down again, which is coming. It's
mymmanews.com. They will have all of your MMA news breaking every minute of the day, 365 days of the year. SinCal Studios at everybodysins.com, making sure you get your body jewelry, incense, and smoking needs here in the Central Valley. And as always, healthlabs.com. Healthlabs.com, providing you your COVID-19 antibody test. Keyword, my MMA news. So, yeah, that's it. You have a good night, and we'll virtually see you from the fights.
Maybe.